Absolutely not.
It's up to him. He can make his own decisions.
He's a little too old.
Get him gone. I want him gone.
If he wants to stay in the race, it's up to him. I think he's too old, and I'm not going to vote for him now.
I think that he should stay in the race. I think that his poll numbers are so low, and no, I will not be voting for him in November.
I think Biden should drop out. He doesn't have the brain power to be able to do what he needs to do to lead the country.
It's really up to him and how he presents himself.
I think he's a little too old. Especially from seeing him lately, it just seems like he's mumbling a lot, forgetting things, and I think it's time for him to retire.
I don't know if he should drop out. I just know we should choose somebody else. If he keeps running, we as Americans should choose something that's for the benefit of America, of us as a whole.
I think after the debate, people are moving away from it. Democrats especially are moving away from him. It's what I've been seeing on the news, people I've been talking to, and just myself, because I would identify as more of a Democrat. But I am now worried for his future.
Might be better for the Democrats to keep him, despite that he's kind of oldish and and losing focus sometimes. But he's definitely the option to go right now to have someone challenging Trump, right?
It is important for us as a country to have a candidate that can lead and be a role model and bring us to a better place, and to not have to settle for someone just because they may seem the most qualified or because that's someone we've had for such a long period of time, and to kind of just follow that precedent. And I think that what we need is change, and change in that leadership. So I don't think that necessarily majority of people are thinking that he should stay in the race.
I think that for his sake, that he should pass the torch, because he's not there anymore. You know, he's older man, and he needs to pass the torch. But at the same time, I would like him to stay in there, because I'm going to vote for Trump. So if he stays, Trump's going to win. But if he doesn't stay, then we'll see what happens. It's still up in the air.
Yes, there are concerns about his mental state, but he is an incumbent president. He has a strong vice president behind him. If he should choose to exit the race and, let's say, transfer his delegates to Kamala Harris, I stand behind that. If he chooses to stay in the race, I have some concerns, but I'll support him regardless.
Absolutely.
I don't think Kamala Harris would be a good president.
I'd say you throw in like a wild card in there. It might be better than just throwing Kamala in there.
No, I don't like Kamala Harris. She's against everything that I stand for.
I just think she's very shallow and not a leader.
Wouldn't we all love to see a black woman in leadership and the number one, or what they say is the number one position in America? So yeah, I would love for my kids to be able to see a black woman hold that place.
I think she would be fit to serve, but the problem in this country is that I think a lot of people would not vote for a woman. And I mean, in the older generations, right? Like the younger generations are most likely more open. I think if Michelle Obama would run for the Democrats, the chances were much higher for them, but I don't think she could really replace him.
Nothing substantial that I've seen that she's done, so she might as well just not exist at this point.
I agree that she would be able to, and I think that it would bring some continuity to the presidency, just because she has been his vice president for the past 4 years, and she is aware of the plan that they could have created together for what they want for the country. So I think that she would be a good option for the race if he were to drop out.
Me personally, I would need to know what her policies would be as a president, because as vice president, you know, she's backing what Biden's policies are. So it probably would be something similar to what Biden's doing.
I don't think she's qualified, and I think she said things in the past that have made things worse during times when just people's emotions were really high, and there was a lot of violence and things happening that were just really destructive to the communities. And yes, I'd say no, she's not ready, and she hasn't done a good job so far.
She's been on the ground campaigning, sort of, I would say, not just on the ground, but just sort of, meet and greet. That has a lot of impact when it comes to interacting with people, just talking to them, letting them see her, letting people get to know her and get confident, and I'd say, sort of raise their confidence in her as a successor to Joe Biden. So I would support her as well. And not for nothing, it would be historic if an African-American woman who is also of South Asian descent was elected to the presidency.